seeing the inside of the campaign as the campaign itself is being created.
All right, this one is about Catholics and evangelicals. This is John Halpin to John Podesta and Jennifer Palmieri. Conservative Catholicism. Ken Aletta's latest piece on Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch, and the New Yorker starts off with the aside that both Murdoch and Robert Thompson, managing editor of the Wall Street Journal, are raising their kids Catholic. Frigging Murdoch baptized his kids in Jordan, where John the Baptist baptized Jesus. Many of the most powerful elements of the conservative movement are all Catholic, many converts. It's amazing bastardization of the faith. They must have be attracted to the systematic thought and severely backwards gender relations and must be totally unaware of Christian democracy. Jennifer Palmieri responds, I imagine they think it is the most socially acceptable, politically conservative religion. Their rich friends wouldn't understand if they became evangelicals. Tucker.
Well, this is infuriating on a whole bunch of different levels. I mean, for one thing, here you have two people, one of whom is the communications director for Hillary Clinton, maligning the largest religion, and nobody is covering it. I mean, and by the way, I'd say on the merits, Catholicism is backward in its view of gender relations compared to what? I mean, you can think of a couple other world religions that are far more retrograde on that question than anything the Catholic Church has ever come out with. If, by the way, this were the subject were Islam, I mean, the president would have a primetime press conference right now, urging all of us to sort of quell our anti-Islamophobia.
Add a Republican's emails on Islam. And
what's so amazing is, like Steve, probably like Susan, I spend most of the day reading this stuff, and some of it kind of rocks you a little bit like this, some of it doesn't. All of it is really interesting, and none of it is being covered.
All right, first of all, I want to play some response from Father John and Raymond O'Royan to this, and then I want to play Jen Palmieri's response.
To suggest that somebody is becoming Catholic or becoming a Christian and raising their children in the faith, why? For political purposes. That's not smart. That's not American. This isn't just anti-Catholicism. This is anti-American talk.
I think Catholics will get more enraged, and question marks will continue to hover above this campaign. What do they intend, and how do they think Catholics and evangelicals fit into America?
I'm a Catholic. I don't recognize that email that we saw, and this whole effort is led by the Russians. The Russians, ones that orchestrated this hack. We believe, as noted by the statement from the Director of National Intelligence, that they're also behind the timing and manner of the leaks, and we are not going to do any more to comment or aid in their efforts.
Okay, Susan. So, I mean, how big a problem? Let's just imagine it was getting covered every place. How big a problem is this potentially for a campaign?
This particular exchange
issue, the Catholic
yeah.
Party.
You know, being respectful of other people's religion, it's a fundamental American tenet. It's an important thing, and there is a snarky tone to this exchange. And absolutely that's inappropriate. I would say that the most inappropriate language came not from Jennifer Palmieri, who's with the campaign, but from a guy who's with the Center for American Progress, a think tank. And also, I think it's interesting she says she doesn't recognize this email because the Clinton campaign has refused to either confirm or deny the legitimacy of these emails.
At all. Like, they won't go down to, this one's real, this one's not real.
But in this case, she's saying she doesn't recognize it. That's not exactly a denial.
Is that good enough? I mean, shouldn't we be saying, wait a second, you don't recognize it? I mean,
I think that I think in the interest of transparency, they ought to say, yeah, these are emails and we'll discuss what was right and wrong about them. Or say, these are fabricated and we didn't write them.
But they're lying. I mean, it's just that clear. First of all, there's no proof that the Russians are behind this.